Okay, I am going to go ahead and start recording now. This is the first class in a series of 8 on Marblism Secret Menu. I am Buffy Payne. I started with Marblism back in December of 25 and fell in love with it. I believe it was February. I started doing a weekly online class and ran that February until about May, and then paused for the summer. And so since school's back in for most folks in the South as of today, I decided to go ahead and start classes again. And this time I'm doing on Tuesday afternoon, since I'm on the East Coast and many of our West Coast friends did not like the 6 a.m. class. Earlier this year, I moved it to the afternoon East Coast time, which should be about lunchtime for our West Coast friends. But anyway, today we're going to talk about Marblism's Secret Menu, the Promptless Mastery. I want to share a couple of documents with you real quick first, and then we will jump in. As of right now, we only have Eva on the line, although we had 40 people register today. Folks that have been in the class with me before know that I record the class and then I publish the video the next day. Because of issues we had with people receiving the link or not able to access the link for the video last time, tomorrow I will upload it to our YouTube page. And so you'll be able to watch the video from today on YouTube on tomorrow. And we will do this every week for the next 8 weeks. So let me share a couple documents with you. And everyone that is registered for the class today will receive all of these documents. So you will receive them tomorrow when the video goes live on YouTube. Okay, let's see here. Go here and do a screen share. So one of the things you will receive tomorrow is a copy of the secret menu agenda. Obviously, if you've signed up, you may want to go through and mark some of the ones that you are highly interested in being on the line for on your calendar so that you make sure you don't miss those live. Certainly the video will be available and you can watch that. The benefit you have of being live is typically I can cover the topic in about 30 minutes, and then that leaves 30 minutes for you to ask questions, for me to help you troubleshoot on the particular topic, or if you're having issues with something else with Marblism and you just want some advice, some help, or whatever. We do try to cover as many of those that we can in the last 30 minutes. Today's agenda, we're going to go through several items, the promptless mastery, tone of voice, and then we will have a question and answer session towards the end. And then don't forget, next week we will be talking about Stan and the Sales Vault. And we will walk through a couple demos today. I've already pre-tested them to make sure that they work well. And so we will go back through those demos live today. This here is the YouTube channel where the video will be posted tomorrow. If you don't capture this QR code, it will be in the video. However, I will also send it out in the email that you will receive tomorrow morning. And then the last document I believe I want to share with you is this is the notes from today. These are the promptless items that you're going to learn about. If you already know them, then great. Maybe this will just help enhance your skills or help you remember a few things. But we will every week have a document to share at the end of each session that just reminds you of the things we spoke about and gives you almost like a cheat sheet that you can have right there beside you in case you forget something. It is there and available to you. Okay, so let's see here. Let's start today. And I want to go over to my Marblism account, and we are going to start with just talking about Marblism just a bit. Now, I imagine that if you're on this call, it's because you are already a Marblism user. If you are new to Marblism and haven't played with it, haven't used it, have heard some information about it, but just haven't jumped in yet, hopefully today we'll be able to answer some of those questions for you and allow you to see some of the live information. As you can see here, I am using a Marblism platform, and you see the logo over here, and it says Marblism. So this is the page that I typically use when I'm training or helping someone or doing demos to help someone understand how Marblism works or help them troubleshoot while they're having a hard time or something's not going right. Let me tell you the biggest tip that I can tell you about using Marblism, and that is to get it out of your mind that you're working with an AI bot. I want you to think of your Marblism team as AI employees. When you hire someone to work for you, or you bring a volunteer, if you're a nonprofit, into your organization, you have to teach them who you are and about your organization. Somebody may be a great volunteer. Somebody may be a great assistant. They may be the best at social media, but they don't know you, your voice, and your brand, and how your business works until you teach them. That is the same mindset I want you to have about Marblism and the AI employees within the Marblism team. Often when I'm working with individuals that are using Marblism and they're frustrated, I'll ask them what their frustration is. And they'll say, well, I told Eva to do this, this, and this. And I said, okay, well, that's reasonable, but did you teach Eva anything about your organization? Did you give Eva access to your email? Did you give her any of your branding policies? Have you shared a lot of information about who you are and things of that nature? And more often than not, people will say, no, I just thought I could tell her what to do and she'll do it. So the thing that I'll tell you about all of the Marblism employees is they're very good at their job. They are highly trained and very skilled at their job. They don't know you, your voice, or your brand until you teach them. So sounds simple enough, right? And I think the Marblism employees do a great job. But if you've been in business for a while, or you've been running a nonprofit for a while, I would suspect that from time to time, things change. Maybe your business shifts a little bit. Maybe you're running a special campaign. Maybe your nonprofit shifts. Maybe you have a big event coming up in the nonprofit. Maybe your nonprofit got invited to do something that wasn't on the original schedule, wasn't really in scope, and suddenly you need to lift a lot of this information. It's much like an employee. If you don't tell your Marblism employee about what's different, what's changed, what's going on, if people have changed roles, if your focus has shifted, the Marblism team won't know. The only way they learn is from you. So there's several ways that you can teach your Marblism team. Certainly, give them access to your email, give them access to your website. If you have marketing documents, branding documents, if you have a document that talks about what your next campaign is, how you're raising money, what your team is working on, a project, the more information you give them, the better informed they will be and the better they can support you. There's various ways you can do that. You can attach the documents directly to the team and give them to them. I really and truly love to rely on Eva and Linda for a majority of the things I need to get done. And that doesn't mean that I'm not working with all of them. I'm working with the entire team, but often my days are super busy and I will come in the morning, and even though it's first thing in the morning, I want a summary of what happened overnight. Is there anything that came in overnight that I need to take a look at? And what does my day look like? Just give me a summary of what's on my calendar and any of the things that were on my to-do list the day before that I need to work on. And from there, I'll let her know, hey, these are the things that need to change. This is an unexpected appointment I have, or whatever. And just talk to her. I talk to her like she's sitting here at the kitchen table with me. She is my executive assistant. I talk to her like she is my executive assistant, like she's sitting in the room, or I've called her on the phone. Now, sometimes people have a hard time with that because you're texting or chatting. So if you just really feel like you want to talk to the employees, then go over to the microphone button over here and hit the microphone button and start talking with them. Say, good morning, Eva. This is what I need to do today. You can talk very randomly with them. You don't have to be organized in what you say, because Eva does a great job of capturing what you said and then summarizing it back to you. And she'll make sure that she understood exactly what you said. And she'll ask questions if she doesn't understand, or if she misunderstood you and she gives you back the message and it's not exactly what you meant, take the time to correct her. Explain yourself. The more you talk to her, the more you correct her, the better the employee she'll be. It's so true. It sounds so simple, but it truly is the difference in having these employees work really well for you. Now, another way that you can teach your employees is called the brain. Some people have heard about the brain. Some people have not heard about the brain. I will tell you, the brain has been phenomenal. And you can see, just scrolling through the brain here, you'll see tons and tons of information about Marblism and things that I've been teaching and talking about with Marblism. The brain is where all of the team always goes to make sure before they're going to do something that they got it right. So with that, if you have documents, branding documents, anything like that, guidelines, expectations, policies that support your organization, your nonprofit, put them here. It's super easy. Hit add entry, it'll pop up. You title whatever the document is, you attach it, and then you decide who in the team needs visibility. Do you want everybody in the team to know? Do you just want Linda to know? Do you just want to make sure the social media guy knows? Super simple. Web pages right here, right? If you have your website, make sure the team has your website. If there's other organizations or companies that you work with closely and you enjoy what's on their website, you like the branding, or you're doing some co-branding, or you just want the team to understand who your biggest client is, you can give them that website too. It's super simple, right? Add the entry, add the website, hit save, and make sure you indicate who you want to have them. Images. This all works very similar. Load all the images that you have that you want the team to use for marketing, for branding, for anything that they're doing for you. Give them images. Now, I'll tell you that Sunny does a great job creating images for you. But if you have particular images you want to make sure he uses, give them to him. If you're okay with him taking those images and modifying them, pulling your face out of a picture and incorporating it into perhaps a AI generated image, then make sure you tell him that. Initially, when I started working with Sunny for the Marblism page, he'd like to create fake people for the Marblism team. And so I finally went in and said, Sunny, I only want you to use the Marblism employees from the Marblism website. And as soon as I said that to him and explained all of that to him, he started only using the Marblism employees. And you can see he's done a great job doing different pictures and different branding things for Marblism to help me promote Marblism and help teach folks how to use it. And then memories, different things. Like we've had a class for Marblism in Marietta, off the Marietta Square. So have those there when we're running specific campaigns or certain special items with Marblism. I will go in here and create a memory and give it to Sunny, give it to Stan, give it to whoever I need to know about it, and just put those items into this page so that the team knows to go back to it. Critical information. Make sure when you're putting a memory into the brain that you are putting when the event starts and when the event ends, both month, day, and year. I recently started a campaign, and I say recently, it's been a few months, but I was running a campaign and it finished, but I didn't put an end date on it. I just, in my mind, didn't think about putting an end date in my notes in there. And so the very next week after it ended, Sunny had shared some proposed posts for me. And I was like, Sunny, this event that you're wanting to advertise ended last week. And he's like, oh, well, I didn't know. So you have to talk to these guys like they're an employee. The more information I give them, the better they work for me. So the brain is fabulous. You can do all sorts of fun stuff in the brain. So let's go back and let's talk about some of the items on our list here. Let me go over to my Word documents here and make sure that I have all of this. So the promptlessness piece is great. You don't have to be a prompt engineer. I've seen, and I'm sure you have too, all of the Facebook videos, the Instagram videos about learn prompting in AI so that you know how to have items be created and created the way you want, which is great and wonderful if you're using a AI platform. Marblism, these guys, these employees know what you want. You don't have to learn prompting. All you need to do is talk to them like they're a person. If you can talk human to them, you will be amazed at what they can do. So let's talk now about tone of voice and getting them to learn you, right? And so one of the things that the team, like when I was talking with the team this morning, saying, what are some good demo items that I can do today to show the team just how good you guys are at sounding like me? They came up, they said, take an email and let us respond to the email. And then let's also have just general AI respond to the email. So I did that. I had Eva respond to an email here. Let me find it here. And then I also gave that same email right here. So Julie had sent me an email about some updates that we were making with one of the organizations that we are involved in. And so I said, hey, Eva, just give me your response to this email. And so she said, okay. And so she did. She's like, thanks, Julie, blah, blah, blah. And she responded and she signed it, many blessings, Buffy, which very much sounds like me and sounds like something I would say. This is what Perplexity said. Looking forward to our time to see everything, many blessings, and didn't even know who to put it from. Very similar, but the one from Marblism sounds more like me. The reason Eva sounds like me is she's gone through and she's read my emails. She goes back in time and reads my emails. And then each day as emails come in, she will pre-draft a response to emails that she believes I need to respond to. I go in and look at those drafts. If she has something incorrect or it doesn't sound like me, I go into her draft email and make the modification. When I do that, she learns because I've changed something that she wrote because either she had it right, didn't sound like me, was not the right choice of words, something like that. And so that helps her to get better and better at sounding like me. The other thing that I do with Eva, and I really enjoy it, is, like I said earlier, she gives me a summary of everything in the morning. At the end of the day, I will typically ask her also, how many emails did you clear out of my inbox? Because I do want her to get all the junk emails out of my account. And I just really want to action on those critical emails. And then I'll have her just give me a summary of what was in there, what she cleared out, and give me the top 5 things she cleared out, just in case I was truly looking for something to come in and it would have been a new email that I would not be familiar with. And she will typically she'll capture that. Now, one of the things I'll tell you is I've had 1 or 2 people tell me that Eva's taken their emails and they're just vanishing into thin air. Eva does not have the ability to delete an email. So if an email is coming in and you see it, perhaps on your phone, and you go to your desktop or laptop and you don't see it, my suggestion is ask Eva. Go right here to the chat and say, hey, Eva, I was looking for an email from Julie. Did you see it? And if you happen to see the email was about a vacation trip you were taking or an email from some particular person, you saw it on your phone, but you can't find it on your desktop, go and ask Eva to find it. And she will go and find it. And she'll say, yep, I found it. Right, so there's that. So, she would have been able to go and grab that and pull it up for me. And so when that happens, and she's moved something before you saw it, because she's pretty quick on keeping your email box down, chat with her about it. Ask her where she moved it so that you can understand where she moved it. And if you don't like where she moved it, or because it was a super important person, you want to make sure that email stays in your inbox until you read it, let her know that. If there's certain topics you don't want her to move, let her know that. Otherwise, she will start moving items. Now, you can change some of those things in your guidelines with her. You can go into the guidelines and let her know things that she should respond to, or you can message her in the chat to make sure that she understands what you want her to do versus where you don't want her, what you don't want her to do. And she will listen to that, and she will adjust how she works to best support you. Don't get frustrated with her, right? I've often heard where people say, well, I told her once and she messed up. If you have an employee that you have to tell somebody one time and they get the rest of the things perfect, I would love to know who that employee is, because people have a hard time remembering everything. Right? They're human. They mess up. Well, this is an AI employee. They're not perfect, but they are good at what they do. They need some coaching from time to time. I've had a couple people go, well, if I have to teach them what to do, I'm better off just doing it myself. I'm like, sure, you could say that, but the reality is you're getting 6 AI employees for less than $300 a year to help you, to get rid of all the junk email, to help you with your calendar. One of the greatest things with Eva for me is I can say, hey, what's on my calendar? On my calendar for tomorrow. And she'll tell me what's on my calendar for tomorrow, if there's anything. And if something comes up, I can say, I can't do that tomorrow. Can you cancel that meeting? Add this to it. And she does it. And it's instant. I don't have to do anything. If I need to schedule a last minute meeting with a link for others to join, I can tell her I need a meeting set up with the following people and include a link from this time to this time. And she does it, right? See, there she is. Here's what's on my calendar for Wednesday. I'm speaking at an event in the morning. I have a Paulding meeting. I'm meeting with Kimberly tomorrow midday. And then I have a meeting with Jesus tomorrow evening to talk more about Marblism. But Eva does that for me, so I don't have to go look at the calendar. Now, I'll tell you something about me, and I'm going to share this with you. I have my hands in about 12 different projects or companies. So I have a Marblism work stream for every single thing that I've got my hands in. So I need Eva to help me manage all of that. So each Eva in each work stream is my main person. I think of Eva very much like a chief of staff. Each Eva in each work stream is the person I go to first thing in the morning, midday, the end of the day, for any questions I have, if I need to schedule something, if I need to check a calendar. Because each work stream is attached to a different email address and a different calendar, because it's each a different line of business, the quickest thing for me to do is to go to the Evas and say, what's on my calendar and can I add a meeting or an appointment for X day and X time? And very quickly, they'll come back and say yes or no. And I can work with them as opposed to having to pull up all those different calendars to manage my craziness that I call life. But it's good. It's good. I've truly enjoyed all of the Marblism team and working with them. It's been great. They've been super helpful. As we move along over the next couple of weeks, we will go through some of the ways that Marblism can help you monetize your business, how Stan and his outreach can really be a game changer. Excuse me, I have hiccups now. I apologize. And those types of things. We'll also spend a lot of time talking about Linda and the great items that she provides to you as a Marblism user. And then tomorrow I am onboarding Allison. So I don't have a lot to say about Allison today, but in the coming weeks, I will definitely be able to share about Allison. She will be coming out for all Marblism users in the near future, along with Walter. But today, I don't have much I can say about either one of those two. So now, as we're coming up on 324, I want to be cognizant of the time. I really do my best to do all of the education and the topics within the first 30 minutes. The last 30 minutes, I open it up for questions. You can ask questions specifically about the topic that we discussed, or you can ask questions about anything that you've got going on with Marblism. If you're having a frustration, if you need some thoughts, advice, suggestions, we'll do it live. I'm happy to allow you to share your screen. I'm happy to simulate anything on my screen and just kind of help you with general questions that you may have. So a couple of things, and I'll walk through this one more time to make sure that everybody has it, this is the prompting or the non-prompt guide that I will provide you after this call. Everything will come out tomorrow morning just because I need the video to have time to download and get it over to YouTube. And then I'll send everything out along with a link to the YouTube page. The YouTube page is Chicken Dude Stuff. And on that page, you will be able to find the link to the Marblism video and everything that you need to see. You see that our old videos from earlier in the year are loading there as well. And then I think the last item is just making sure that you have my contact information. If you have any questions that come up, if you are finding yourself just struggling or not sure what to do, please reach out to me. I'm always happy to help. I'm always happy to provide insights, experience, anything like that to help others. And all you have to do is just let me know and send me an email, send me a text, and I'm happy to help at any time. So with that, it is 3:28. I am going to go ahead and stop video now and go ahead and download this recording. Again, next Tuesday from 3 to 4 Eastern time, we will be online and we will be talking specifically about Stan and really utilizing him to his fullest potential and helping you, especially now that he can run multiple campaigns at one time. And I know there's some folks very excited about that. And I know there's some folks out there that are still having some frustrations with Stan. So I think that next week's class will be lots of fun. We should have some great engagement and hopefully we'll have a few more folks there. We had 40 registered for today, but I get it. It's been a stormy, crazy day and it's Tuesday, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll see everybody next week and we'll talk soon. Have a blessed one.